Meanwhile, I've sent you both a text with a text version of our play, our radio studio for daytime presenters.
You mean, have you sent an email, Will?
I have, but I think I'll try and get it into a voice format, which I haven't been able to do so far. But our play, I think it's going to work out quite well. I'm trying to find somebody to play the manager who tells us we've got to move on.
Hum.
Do you think Hum could play the manager?
Yeah.
Right, we could ask him, couldn't we? I've asked somebody else who hasn't replied. He hasn't said no, but we could ask several people to audition for this part.
Okay.
And they'll probably want a variation in the plot. But we can rearrange it to suit anybody.
And Hum might be your...
He says he's in.
Okay.
So he's prepared to play the manager. Shall I explain to him what his job is?
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
He might not have been listening last week. Hum, just to explain, and I'm hoping you can be in 12 bar round about 12:30.
Yeah.
And we'll sign the contracts and everything. Forever Young is set in a retirement home for musicians and singers, and I don't know exactly how the characterisation works, but there's a nurse or a carer who is a bit of an authority figure who appears every so often, and they actually come to life or sing more active songs when this person's not there, something like that. So any sort of group situation needs an external figure. This is my understanding of the Forever Young so far, but between now and when it actually starts, which is a little way off, we'll find out more about it. And of course our radio version is a completely original play, not a rip-off of their situation at all, but we need somebody else. So it isn't just a group of people who used to go out in the evenings and now do daytime radio. No. A manager arrives and says that characters loosely based on JD and myself, in other words, people interested in 60s and 70s Motown and then 80s everything. Well, John comes along later, Chris. This is where it all goes strange again. Those two presenters, the manager decides have got to go, but Chris, who plays a lot of stuff from the 90s but also plays a little bit from this century, is allowed to stay. And there's also a completely new presenter, loosely based on John Mahey, who is recruited. And the manager's very pleased with this until it turns out that John wants to play Karma Chameleon by Culture Club, which was released in 1983. And since John was at school, I'm not quite sure when he was at school, but in the 90s, he would have been throughout the 90s, he would have been at school, wouldn't he? Yeah. So how he knows about Culture Club, we're not sure.
Because he's listened to my great radio show, and I might have played it.
So you know about the 80s as well, Chris. Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway.
Not as much as our resident 80s expert.
Well, no. But anyway, the manager has to conclude that it's no good getting rid of the presenters because the songs just carry on anyway, or something like that. Hum, we will talk to you about your role and what the conclusion is of our play. It needs something towards the end to finish it off, but also JD and myself, we've not disappeared. There will be a sequel, over the summer, when we turn up again in Exmouth, we're looking for a radio station in Exmouth, a more tolerant radio station that is prepared to play 60s, 70s, 80s music, possibly in the evenings even, but certainly daytime. How am I doing for time? I'm running out of time. I'm going to play something quite recent. This is from this century. Chris, will you be ready in another three minutes or so?
Yeah, I can be.
Okay. This is Rasheen Murphy, Murphy's Law.